Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. It is November 24th. This is the day we have all been waiting for, the day that the United States of America, President Donald Trump, the United States military will officially have the clear authorization to go after Venezuelan dictator Nicolás Maduro after a terrorist designation. He had 1 week. This was announced on November 17th that this was going to happen, that he would be designated a terrorist leader, and it would go into effect on November 24th. Well, November 24th has arrived. It is now official. What does this mean? Does this mean Trump can strike immediately? What operations might be underway? This is the development, the countdown everyone has been waiting for. So we're going to break it down, and I cannot wait. We got a lot of pieces in this, so I cannot wait to get into it with all of you. Before we do, please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment with your thoughts below. Let's get the comments popping. Hit that bell, all notifications turned on so you won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, XD Hookstead. Also linked in the pinned comment and in the description. We are launching 2 membership levels for exclusive fun perks. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming. I want you guys to be more involved than you already are. So we have 2 different levels. Please make sure to check that out. I love you guys. You are the best audience on YouTube. We're only going higher and higher from here. So thank you very much for being a part of this journey. I could not do this without all of you. Now let's get into it. We have all been waiting for when we will finally have clear legal authorization to strike Nicolás Maduro, to remove the head of the Venezuelan regime. As I always want to make clear, our issue is never with the people of Venezuela. The good people of Venezuela are great. They're outstanding. They want to be liberated from the boot of Nicolás Maduro. Our issue is with the Maduro regime. Our issue is with the dirty criminal organization in Caracas. So we have put in a huge military buildup. We've been blowing up drug boats. We've been staging troops in the region. We brought over the Gerald Ford aircraft carrier, which is now roughly 300 miles off the coast of Venezuela. We have Navy destroyers right off the coast of Venezuela. We have bombers right off that are flying down from America, and more on that later because it looks like that could be happening on Tuesday. Again, I'm filming this November 24th, the day of the terror designation. So I'm going to throw this up on the screen. This comes from Bloomberg. It says President Donald Trump's formal designation of Venezuela's Cartel de los Soles as a foreign terrorist organization will go into effect on November 24th, escalating tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela. The U.S. government explicitly accuses the group, whose name translates to Cartel of the Suns, of being led by Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro himself. The designation comes amid a massive U.S. military buildup and intensified operations in the Caribbean and Pacific targeting alleged drug trafficking organizations. The decision was published Sunday evening in a Federal Registry notice dated November 24. So it says the U.S. Gerald R. Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier, arrived in the region in November, sparking fears within the Maduro administration that the U.S. may be preparing to strike inside Venezuela. In recent weeks, Washington has already begun taking direct actions, destroying vessels near Venezuela's coast suspected of drug trafficking. As the standoff intensified, repercussions followed during the weekend as several airlines canceled all flights to and from Venezuela in response to a U.S. Federal Aviation Administration advisory urging operators to exercise caution due to the spiraling crisis. The Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, said the FTO designate grants the U.S. government a whole bunch of new options to confront the narco-terrorists. Cartel de los Soles now joins a list of designated foreign terrorist organizations that include Islamic groups, as well as powerful drug syndicates like Mexican, Ecuadorian, Colombian cartels, and Venezuela's notorious Tren de Aragua. So I'm going to throw this up on the screen for you. This is the actual designation text. So you should be able to see that. I'm going to read it. It says, it's official. The United States designates the Cartel of the Suns as a foreign terrorist organization, published in tomorrow's Federal Register. This makes Nicolás Maduro and his regime terrorist leaders themselves, and you know what happens to terrorists. So right here in the text, it says, based upon a review of the administrative records assembled in this matter and in consultation with the Attorney General and the Secretary of the Treasury, I've concluded that there is sufficient factual basis to find that the relevant circumstances described in Section 219 of the Immigration Nationality Act as amended exist with respect to Cartel de los Sols, known as the Sons. Therefore, I hereby designated the aforementioned organization, the respective aliases, as a foreign terrorist organization, signed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. So they have officially designated Nicolás Maduro the leader of a foreign terrorist organization. Why is this critically important? We have talked about it before. This designation gives President Donald Trump, the United States military, the United States government, complete and total authority to now take out Maduro himself. This essentially is a de facto kill order, is what we are looking at right now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This designation gives President Trump the legal authority to take out Maduro, no different than Osama bin Laden, Baghdadi, the former head of ISIS, any terrorist leader you can think of. Once you are deemed a terrorist, you are now 100% within the rules of engagement. You are 100% fair game for the United States military to strike. This is the day we were waiting for, November 24th. That was the day we believed it was coming. Now we know it has come. The terrorist designation has been issued, which puts Maduro firmly in the crosshairs, and the United States military under President Donald Trump cleared hot. I repeat, cleared hot to engage. So I'm going to go right here. And it appears the dictatorship is already panicking. So this is a report that is circulating a lot of different Spanish-speaking news outlets. It says sources from Delcy Rodriguez's house in Los Palos Grandes in Caracas, 12 vans and 6 motor. She's the vice president of Venezuela, and every bit as corrupt as Maduro. She is very much part of the criminal elements, allegedly, that according to the U.S. government, according to reports, she essentially is the right-hand woman. And so if Maduro is going down, Delcy is going down too. She is now also certainly firmly in the crosshairs. So it says 12 vans and 6 motorcycles have just left in a convoy just hours before the deadline for the terrorism designation of Cartel de los Sols. So the vice president of Venezuela has been whisked away to an unknown location, likely to a bunker somewhere, out of fear that U.S. airstrikes could begin at any moment. Now, we don't know where Maduro is as of this moment. We do know over the weekend he was behaving like an idiot. I'm going to show you that video here shortly. But all of the leadership now appears to be splitting up, appears to be going into hiding, going to different bunkers, going to different locations. A 18-vehicle motorcade has taken the vice president, reportedly, of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to an unknown location, somewhere likely in the Caracas area, likely a bunker. In terms of what could be coming next, we might not start with airstrikes. It is possible, according to a report from Reuters, that the first strikes inside Venezuela will be covert action. It says the United States is posed to launch a new phase of Venezuela-related operations in the coming days. 4 U.S. officials told Reuters as the Trump administration escalates pressure on President Nicolás Maduro's government. Reuters was not able to establish the exact timing or scope of the new operations, nor whether U.S. President Trump has made a final decision. Reports of looming action have proliferated in recent weeks as the U.S. military has deployed forces to the Caribbean amid worsening relations with Venezuela. 2 of the U.S. officials said covert operations would likely be the first part of the new action against Maduro. All 4 officials quoted in this article spoke on the condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of impending action by the U.S. An unnamed official said President Trump is prepared to use every element of American power to stop drugs from flooding into our country and bring those responsible to justice. So covert actions is believed to be what is going to go first. It is believed to be what could hit first. Now, I want to throw this up on the screen. So we have some air restrictions, some NOTAMs in the Gulf of America that are very similar to what has happened when we have flown the simulated bombing strikes previously. It says U.S. issues a NOTAM on the international airspace of the Gulf of America. Unlike previous NOTAMs for Puerto Rico and Venezuela, This one begins on Tuesday, so November 25th, and lasts just 3 hours. The Gulf has been used to refuel U.S. bombers and reconnaissance aircraft en route to conduct operations off the coast of Venezuela. So for a 3-hour window on Tuesday, there's going to be airspace restrictions in the area where we have refueled B-52 bombers, recon aircraft as they're going down to Venezuela as more. Now, does that mean for sure that that's what's going to happen? No, but we got to look at this carefully. We have to look at all the different things going on. The U.S. military does not issue restrictions, airspace restrictions, unless something important, something big is going on. So this is for Tuesday. There will be a 3-hour window where airspace is restricted over the Gulf, where we have a history of refueling our bombers. So make note of that. That's critically important. As for Maduro, now you would think that Maduro, given the fact he's staring down an incredible amount of U.S. firepower, which we'll get into here shortly, that he would be begging for some kind of deal. This comes from El Mundo. Maduro dances and sends a message: war, no, never, never war. So we watched this the other day. I could not believe this is real. It is, quite frankly, stunning to me that this is real. Maduro either doesn't understand the gravity of the situation, or is, I don't know what his strategy is here, but let's. He's just dancing, having the time of his life.
La guerra, no a la guerra. War, no, no war, no peace. Is it dialogue? Yes. Peace. Yes. Respect. Yes. War. Studying. Listen to me. War. War, no. Never war.
I mean, guys, this guy is like a comic book villain at this point. He's dancing. He's partying it up. He's talking about how no war, no war, no war. Problem for him is this. This, what you see here, is the total, via Ian Ellis, the total military buildup in the region. So he's staring down this much firepower, and he's out here singing and dancing, I guess, trying to rally support for himself. It is beyond, it's beyond bizarre. I truly do not know what Maduro is doing. You got fighter jets, you got the Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier, you've got hundreds of cruise missiles, maybe even as much as 1,000. You got submarine spy planes, the bomber flights. You've got the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, and Maduro is over there dancing and laughing. I don't really know what's funny about this, because let me throw this up on the screen for you. This says that 1/3 of all Navy ships that are currently underway, 34% of ships underway on the sea. Now, that does not mean 34% of the entire Navy. It is 34% of ships that are currently out to sea, underway fleet, are within the Southcom region of responsibility. 34%. 34%. So Maduro is looking at the barrel, staring down the barrel of 1/3 of our underway naval fleet is on his doorstep, and he's dancing and singing. Well, now he's officially been declared a terrorist, and his vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, has made a run for it, apparently, according to reports. Her 18 vehicle motorcade fled to an unknown location. I'm sure the U.S. government knows exactly where she is, but the public does not. As of recording this, we do not know where Maduro is. We do not have Maduro's location. I'm going to pull this off the screen. So he is likely also in a bunker. I've heard reports and gotten tips of locations senior government officials in Venezuela could be hiding, but I've been unable to verify them as of this recording. But what we know is the Venezuelan dictatorship is now scrambling. The Venezuelan dictatorship, they realize, maybe we should have taken this situation a little more seriously when the military buildup started. a few months back. They didn't. They taunted the United States. They threatened the United States. They allowed the boats from Venezuela to continue to rush out into the ocean. And of course, they were then blown up. And now Maduro has been declared a terrorist leader, which means he is in the same category as Osama bin Laden, Baghdadi, and any other terrorists we've gone after before, whether it's ISIS, Al-Qaeda, or the drug cartels. Once you're put in that terrorist designation, in that bucket, it's going to be a real bad time for you. It is going to be a real bad time for you. And that is where the Maduro dictatorship now finds itself. And again, our issues are not with the good people of Venezuela. Our issues are only with the dictatorship of Nicolás Maduro. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of this designation? What do you think of it, Maduro officially being a fair game target, well within the rules of engagement? Let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free, huge boost to the channel. Hit that notifications bell, all notifications turned on. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. Please reach out with any tips you got. And please join us for one of our 2 memberships. You get a lot of cool perks, priority questioning, members only live stream, members only chats, lots of cool stuff in the memberships, keeping it as affordable as I possibly can for absolutely everybody, because I want everybody to be along for the journey. So please look into signing up for one of those. I'll see you all next time.